Week 4 XLNC Mid-League matchup. My name is PonestarShibby. I am your color caster here with Shinkari, my play-by-play, and we are blazing through draft once again, but we are early a little bit. The Olaf being banned out by PUP, and Camille again being banned out from UEX. Smart ban.
Yeah, it's once again, it's just they're not letting Animal 675 onto their one-trick character, right? They've played 214 games on Camille this season with a 57% win rate. That when you see those numbers, you're like, yeah, I'm good. You cannot play that champion. It's okay. Fun fact: it's why Captain Flowers doesn't play Clash.
Yeah, there you
they
go.
Just
That's
Skarner,
why.
and then he's just like, okay, well, I guess I'm playing a very bad Master Yi. I hope y'all's are ready. But yeah, the rest of the bans here: Olaf, Victor, Kale. And UEX is going to be banning away Lissandra and Morgana once again.
Yeah, Morgana, one of those picks that is just kind of hotly contested by both of these supports. First pick Ashe is not what I would have went with here. Xin Zhao's up. Diana, there's a lot of strong picks. First pick Ashe, you got to believe that's a comfort pick, and that's just something that, PUP wants to secure for themselves. UEX happily trading the Thresh over, and we're gonna see what they are too here. I'm expecting Xin Zhao, right? Jungle support. Oh, yeah. What?
Ooh, Jarman the fourth. Okay, they're gonna lock on the Thresh too. I mean, if you have two picks, right? I mean, the Thresh, UEX's Thresh was so good, or excuse me, Baka Prez's Thresh was so good last game. It was like locking it in first. It's a very aggressive support. It plays well into a lot of 80 carries. It still leaves your 80 carry pool to be very, very good. And it doesn't have a whole lot of bad matchups. You already banned away his worst current meta matchup. It's Morgana. That's already off the table. You don't really need to worry about anything right now, right? Lulu is going to be the next pickup here for PUP. And once again, that's just a comfort pick for Camcom here, but based on the previous game, Lulu didn't really have a gigantic impact on that game. So just letting it go through the picks and bans in this first phase here, perfectly fine.
Yeah. It's paired up with a better ADC this time, in my opinion. I think Israel has that kind of enchanter ADC, or like he kind of plays a different role. Pairing Lulu up with a more auto attack based ADC. I mean, she only had Moonstone, unfortunately. I would have loved to see her hopefully get the Ardent this game as well on top of Moonstone, or like you said, even go into Shirelia's Ardent, which just helps them so much more. As Poppy being picked up, that might go into the top lane. That could also go into the jungle as well. I've just seen some jungle Poppy here and there, but it's just kind of like a counter to Jarvan and everything he wants to do. On top of Thresh as well, I believe the second activation of Q also gets blocked.
Yes, that is correct. I mean, I also think Poppy can slam Jarvan into his own Cataclysm wall. I think that's something that Poppy can do as well. So just a whole lot of good things for Poppy here. That's just really, really good into what UEX has drafted here. Excuse me.
Yeah. And UEX got their comfort pick in the mid lane as well. The Corki not being banned out from PUP this time around is able to pick that up. Tristana being banned out from PUP. That's a flex pick, kind of like UEX plays it both in the mid lane and the bot lane. Their bottom laner probably plays it a lot more. Lot of games, right? I believe he has 1,500 games right now, and he just loves League of Legends, loves the 80 carry role. So he's a very versatile ADC as well. Can play those lane dominant matchups. Can also play the utility if needed, with like the Sivir, the Jhin as well. But also play Kai'Sa, Vayne, Tristana, like I said. As Jin's being banned out, 280 carry bans going over the way to UEX.
Yeah, and this is pretty easy for PUP to do because they first picked the Ashe. Since their 80 carry is already locked in, they can just ban away every single 80 carry that they want. But like you said, like Axolotl's 80 carry here plays a whole lot of them and has played them a whole lot too. Right, like you said, 1,500 games on a bunch of different champions. I think it's upwards to 6 or 7, and 5 of them are over 100 games. Like it's just very good. It's very hard to actually ban out Whirlwind here on the 80 carry for Axolotl.
Yeah, they're gonna pick up that Sivir as the Echo and Kennen do get banned out. Those are both obviously mid lane and top lane respective bans onto side of PUP, and now they have to lock both their mid laner and their jungler, I suppose, unless Poppy is going to that jungle. I expect them to lock in their top laner here very shortly. And they have a lot of options. They can go with a tankier route. They can go for a split push. They can go for all sorts of different kinds of champions here, as both of the top laners on UEX and PUP, I said have champion oceans or champion pools. They play a lot of different kinds of styles. So it's just whatever PUP needs right here. I would say they need a beefy frontliner. That's just my thing, as they do get the set play. So set, it's set top, right? It is Poppy jungle.
Yeah,
I would have to suppose. Yeah,
I've seen set jungle be played, and I feel very recently too, I've seen set play jungle, and it was just kind of underwhelming. Like, doesn't have as good clear as some other junglers, and then his ganks are kind of lackluster, I'll say. Like, the best thing you can do is face breaker, but for the most part you're just walking at people. Like, that's really it. It feels like old Warwick half the time when you're pre-6, right? Where you're just kind of like, you're walking at them and you hope that you have more movement speed than them, so you can actually use that one ability that keeps them from running away from you, right?
Yeah.
But like, go ahead.
It's such a unfortunate matchup too. If I'm gonna be looking at this here, it is the Lilia top, and that has a very, very high win rate right now. In I believe it's Masters Plus. I think it's at a 52 or 54% win rate. It's so good right now. Just because of all the buffs that she got with the changes to her passive, where she gets both movement speed and health regeneration every time she hits somebody with any of her ability. I believe it's her Q as well. She also got a bunch of movement speed, AP ratio changes. I believe it was last patches where she got it, and she's kind of a terror in that top lane. She's one of those champions that, even though it's melee versus melee, she breaks those rules. She breaks the rules of melee versus melee because of her Q range, because of her bowling ball, and she's more suited to be tankier as well. She's not that champion that just kind of flashes in Qs, Rs, right? She go in, Q, W, is a bit beefier, has the health regeneration. Her itemization path is a little bit cheaper now because of the mage item change that happened a while back. So Lilia is that top lane pick, in my opinion, and it should be going up there facing that set. And I'd love to see that matchup, and hopefully you can see the intricacies of it, because I definitely know PUP's top lane has probably not faced a Lilia top.
Yeah, it's real tough. And I think the biggest thing for me is that Lilia is deceptively tanky because of how much movement speed she's able to get, because she's able to dance in and out of a fight. It's really hard to actually pin her down and do damage to her. And then her build path is actually pretty tanky as well. Like, a lot of folks are going Demonic Embrace into Zonias, and in some cases even going in grabbing a Rift Maker instead of the Leandries, and in some cases picking up the Cosmic Drive. So a lot of HP, some decent defensives for the Lilia here. So even if you do manage to finally lock down the Lilia, she still has some tanky stats to her name as well. So it's something that you can't be like, oh yeah, dear girl, yeah, we just hit her once and she poof explodes. No, that's not true.
Yeah, it's not the Lilia of the old, like you mentioned. It's a beefy deer, right? It's not Bambi that's in the jungle. It's she does a lot of damage that she can output if she's extended fights happen, right? She gets her Q going, gets her Q stacks, gets that, extra damage on the specific ratio or the range that she has on her Q. It gets really scary. And then she has a sleep, a team-wide sleep, possibly, right? A multi-man sleep, which is just sets up your double AD carry composition so well. And I love these double ADC compositions with Corki specifically, because usually you'll have that run into that wall of, well, okay, they're mostly AD damage, we'll just build armor. But they have a Lilia top, they got Corki, who I think does like 70% magic damage on his autos. All of his abilities have like AP scalings as well. And Sivir is no slouch once she gets to that 3 item, right? Essence Reaver, i.e. Phantom Dance, or if she's going to go that lethality route with the Dust Blade, the Manamune, and Serpent's Fang, or whatever else she wants to build. So a lot of different build paths here for UEX. It's very flexible. On the side of PUP, it is very not one-dimensional per se, but it is all about, like, we're going to get the pick with the Enchanted Crystal. Cassiopeia needs to move around, and we're going to have Set do a lot of the peeling and engaging, and Poppy's going to do a lot of the peeling.
Right. And I think what I like a whole lot about this comp is that they have some really good consistent damage. There's not really a whole lot of burst damage on their team, which might cause some issues, right? Cassiopeia not really going to look for Electrocute, is more looking for Conqueror, and Cassiopeia really wants to do damage with extended fights with those lots of Twin Fangs as she's going to be throwing out, right? And Set can reset auto attacks, and Ashe, obviously, Marksman, going to be auto attacking a whole lot. So Lulu has a whole lot of good targets for her W here, which, if she buys the Ardent first and goes Airy instead of Guardian, can be insanely powerful, because you throw your W on, you put Whimsy onto someone, it gives them the Airy shield, which gives them a shield, which procs Ardent, which means now they're doing just a whole bunch of damage, and you didn't even need to spend your E.
Yeah, I believe W also gives a slight attack speed bonus on top of that. So yeah. Ardent plus Whimsy, like you said, will just amplify this Ashe or even this Set here and allow them to do so much damage. We're going to see if they forego, like you said, the first item Mythic instead of going for the first item Ardent. Right. Extended Fight looks to be the name of the game for both of these teams, though, right? Obviously, Jarvan's going to go in, come out, and then do his damage, but Lilia, Corki, double ADC compositions just love these extended auto attack based champions, auto attack based fights. Sorry. While like you said, Cassiopeia, Ashe, Lulu. I mean, these guys are going to be looking to get the Twin Fangs down, look to slow you, look to get the Q onto you, and just hopefully just whittle somebody down. So that HP stacking that Lilia has can be dangerous, right? The Liandry's, if Ashe decides to go Kraken Slayer instead of Shield Bow here, she can really look to do a lot of damage. Objective setup is my main thing for PUP, right? Because I feel that's where they just kind of fell apart. And they definitely have the tools. They definitely have the champions now to just walk into objectives, right? Set, Poppy, more than willing to take the punishment. Well, on the side of unlucky Axolotl, they have double ADC. They want to scale. They're kind of playing that scaling matchup now. They're kind of like, okay, I want to get to that mid game. I want to get to that, 2-3 item power spike. So different compositions, different looks from both teams, but it's going to be objective setup for me. That's the name of the game. And my marquee matchup is top lane for this.
Yeah, I think we definitely want to take a look at that Lilia versus Set. Obviously, this Lilia top lane is something new that maybe a whole lot of folks haven't seen. So really showing that Lilia would be really, really cool. I'm just really wary about the Sivir, just because when Sivir goes into these Dark Harvest lethality builds, she usually builds a Tear of the Goddess, and Sivir stacks that insanely slowly, significantly slower than a lot of other folks who use that Tear of the Goddess. So that's going to be something for me to keep my eye on as Whirlwind as we get further and further into the mid game.
Yeah, and with that, we're going to go into the short spectator delay, get everybody loaded up into this Game 2 matchup of the Excellency Mid League. Unlucky Esports, Axolotl versus the powerful, unkillable Poros. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to the XLNC Mid-League Week 4 matchup of the unlucky Esports Axolotl versus the powerful Unkillable Poros. I'm your colorcaster, Prone Star Shibby, here with my man Shinkari on the play-by-play. And are we going to see some more level 1 shenanigans from these boys?
We might. I mean, the level 1 is significantly not as good as it was in the previous game here, but they're still going to look for this aggressive warding here. Hayden might be in some trouble, but you know, there's not a whole lot that this team can do level 1. Yeah, Baka Prez is pretty far away, so they're not really going to get any hook shenanigans here, so they're both going to back away here. The Sivir did start the tier and was able to hit the Lulu 2 times, so that's 6 mana for the Sivir. So yeah, boom.
Yeah,
that's a oh yeah, caster. Oh yeah, caster, I can't stack my tier real quickly. Oh yeah, what about this? Boom.
Yeah, went for that lethality, like we said, Dark Harvest build as well. So she's going to be hitting pretty hard pretty early, but like, you know, it's not that 500 CS 6-item Sivir that's going to be like shredding through your team. It's going to be that like 2-3 item Sivir, you know, with the the Duskblade of Drakthar, the Manamune, the Serpent's Fang, that's going to be tearing through your carries. And I mean, you really only have to be hitting Ashe and Cassiopeia to get the really good value out of that. I don't feel like it's going to do too much in the mid game when it's Poppy and Set who's going to be building more tanky or more beefier, I like to say. Going to see how this kind of comes out here. Baka Press on the Thresh again was a menace last game on it. Was able to hit some crazy hooks as Trusted Dolphin and Animal trading to that top lane. Yeah, I want to get a lot of, you know, airtime onto that top lane matchup, hopefully.
Yeah, Animal 675 definitely had a really good early game on the Aurelia before, and I think it should be relatively the same, right? Because set if you play inside the minion wave just like Aurelia, you're able to get really punished by the set because of how the Facebreaker works. You can get hit by a minion on the other end of that and be stunned, so really something to watch out for. But this Lilia, once again, really slippery, really hard to really find some good actual melee attacks onto her because she stays kind of at like a Darius range, if you will, just kind of like just on the outside where you can't hit her.
Yeah, and yeah, then she hits you, right? We just saw that Q interaction coming up.
Yeah.
Opted in for the Conqueror here, so we're like really trying to get the value out of that rune when it comes to the extended team fights. Not going for the phase rush that we saw a lot of Lilias go in the jungle, or even Predator Lilia in the jungle. Yeah. I don't think that would have helped that much in the top lane, unfortunately. But yeah, Conqueror is the rune of choice for most of the top lane and most of this game, right? 3 champions on the side of PUP and 2 champions on the side of unlucky Esports. So yeah, extended fights, we're going to see a lot of, you know, knife's edge, live by a hair situation, skin of your teeth is what I expect from these matchups and from these team fights as well.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, there might be some consideration to taking Dark Harvest as well on the Lilia, but I think when you're really only up against one person in the top lane and not really only seeing the jungler sometimes, that's not going to be as good as Uta showing up in the mid lane here. Just walking right across, going to look to get that other scuttle. Lilia's coming down to help, so should be able to double scuttle the Poppy here, which should be pretty good. I haven't seen a whole lot of jungle Poppies recently.
It's mainly picked just for the team fight presence, right? And it's really well, and fortunately and unfortunately for Unlucky, that it was picked into the Jarvan. So she kind of just is going to wait for Jarvan and try to counter gank him as an Animal. Oh, pulls him out.
Oh, you have to flash Facebreaker interrupts the EQ combo here. Might have to flash over the wall. The Hayden shows up. Gonna slam him into the wall. That's a first blood going over the Animal 675. That's a really good start to this game if you're PUP.
Yeah, and you know, I feel like I've been in this place before, Shinkari. You know, Animal got the kill, got the first blood last game, wasn't really able to transition that lead into anything, you know, super impactful. Hopefully they can recreate or not recreate what happened last game and really get Animal going and get him into these team fights and get him onto these objectives. Because last game it felt like Aurelia was really doing good in isolation. But the moment she joined the team fights, the moment she joined the skirmishes, she kind of just got, you know, hooked by Baka Press and they bursted out. Set, obviously a bit tankier of a champion, is fine taking that punishment, gets that really big haymaker, as Hayden is probably just, like I said, gonna cover the gank from Jarvan and just looking to counter gank and negate everything that Jarvan wants to do.
Yeah, and down the bot lane, the Whirlwind might actually be able to get the first plate here. Okay, well, never mind. Regardless, they were able to get a decent chunk of damage onto those plates, and that's basically what Sivir is going to be doing the second that you give her literally any breathing room. The second that you reset a lane, you're just going to have to concede the fact that Sivir is just going to push down at least one of your plates in the early game here.
Yeah, Sivir is the Malzahar of bot lane, in my opinion. Just kind of shoving you in with W and Q, and you're just like, well,
she has
is this how the
spell?
Yeah, and she has a spell to. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going too deep. They're going to abduct me, Shinkari. The Riot guys. There's some trading in the top lane.
Yeah, Animal 675 taking a whole lot of punishment. I already used that Haymaker shield. Look at that DOT from Lilia here, taking a whole bunch of damages. Yeah, we're drawing. We've got a pin board. We've got a bunch of red lines. Malzahar to Sivir. Is Malzahar Sivir?
Yeah, I mean, we're speaking too much. I think we should quiet down before the casters get abducted here. As Kuda is gonna come look for a gank into the bot lane. It's gonna be on Baka Press to land something as we go. Actually, in the top lane instead.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's actually a really well-timed showstopper here to get rid of the Drowsy here. But Animal 675 has to use that flash in order to get away because Lilia just does so much damage. There's not really a whole lot Sett can do here, and even just pressuring them underneath turret here, there's not a whole lot of space that Sett can work with.
As Purple Snail is forced to use his TP, comes back with the Sheen, the tier as well, and powerful Unkillable Poros. Maybe looking to contest this dragon as Unlucky Esports wants to start stacking, but yeah, they listened. They were tuned into the stream. Powerful and Unkillable Poros gonna get that first dragon, gonna use some of the pressure that they have in this bottom lane and mid lane to just pick up an early mountain dragon. And it looks like, you know, Powerful and Unkillable Poros have started on the right foot, and they're actually using a lot of the pressure that they've created to, you know, do what we wanted them to.
Yeah, and this is actually really good from them as well because they have a lot more power than the other team here. They have two, Axolotl has 2 tier stacking carries right now, so there's just a whole lot of power missing from these champions like right now. And on top of that, Corki was teleporting while they were fighting over the dragon's positioning there. So real well played by PUP here to get that advantage over the dragon there. Because once again, Animal 675 and Trusted Dolphin still fighting up in this top lane a whole lot. Wait a minute. Here comes Kuta. Flash, EQ, knock into the air. Do they have the ultimate? They don't need it. Trusted Dolphin that they're gonna kill you, as that's going to be a kill for Trusted Dolphin in the top lane. Real well played.
Yeah, and that was unexpected damage, right? As Voodoo Llama going for the solo kill. Yeah, that's a champion you can solo kill on, not the Malzahar, but the Cassiopeia here, just pressuring Purple Snail on the Corki. Yeah, Hayden needed to be in that top lane, unfortunately, and wasn't there for the counter gank. And Trusted Dolphin had plated steel caps, Doran's ring, and another cloth armor, and just put out so much damage on the base ability. Right, it's so strong, that Q, if you can get that sweet spot and just killing Animal 675 right where he stands. No flash on him as well. Really good awareness from Kuda and Trusted Dolphin to get that gank off and, you know, kind of stop Animal in his tracks.
Yeah, for sure. And now, you know, we're taking a look, and already an 800 gold lead. It's not a whole lot to write home about, but it's still at least a little bit of a lead here. You know, sometimes it's the difference between a long sword and, you know, no item at all, right? So this is definitely going to be interesting to see, as Animal just wasting no time, immediately looking to fight Trusted Dolphin here. Does have that ultimate available if Trusted Dolphin wants to look for a longer engage, but it's just looking to continue to clear out these minions. Yeah, this is really good. Yeah, there's the Drowsy right there. Gonna stop the showstopper as well. Gonna look at all this damage. Lilia's not wasting any more time. Yeah, there's another spin. There's the showstopper to pull them into tower range, but that's the package is delivered. Animal 675, the last Valkyrie that they need, but they're tanking up turret. They're taking incredibly low. Trusted Dolphin wants that last spin. Flashes on the other side. They still can't find it. Animal 675 lives. Trusted Dolphin doesn't die. Purple Snail doesn't die. A wash in the top lane.
That is the worst executed dive I have ever seen in XLNC Mid League to date. That was the biggest tease in the world. It was like, wait, is Animal gonna die? Wait, is Dolphin gonna die? Wait a minute. What is this? Purple Snail messing up the Valkyrie, in my opinion, was unable to cut off Animal 675. Instead, used the Valkyrie to get closer, and then again used another Valkyrie to just kind of, close the distance, but wasn't able to kill Animal 675. Bit of a miscommunication from the solo laners on the side of Unlucky Esports Axolotl, and those are a lot of crucial cooldowns, taken away, and crucial summoner spells taken away from Unlucky Esports for a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, it's a whole wash in the top lane. Everyone's upset about it. Man, it's just real tough. As man, we're back in the top lane, and Trusted Dolphin once again wasting no time, just immediately walking up and just hitting Animal 675 with that spin. Literally every time it's on cooldown, off cooldown.
Yeah, and she has a Glacial Shroud and double cloth armor, so she's actually going to go for that tank route, I'm thinking, right? Yeah. Could possibly go for Frozen Heart, could go for, I would say it's a Frozen Heart. I don't think it's anything else here. So a lot tankier than what people are expecting, and she's still able to dish out that damage. I think in this case, Unlucky Esports or UAE is just calling on to the fact that, well, we just need your massive amount of CC. We need you to flash in, Q, live, and just be a nuisance, be super annoying. And she's definitely doing that in the top lane. I want to see if she can execute that into these team fights later on, as Animal trying to freeze the lane under turret, dragging the minions into the bush as trading is going on.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of damage here. Trusted Dolphin really trying to get as much damage out of these as she can here. It's just so much damage here. Ammo 675 taken to about 50% HP. And this is also how you kind of want to play against Set as well. Just swing that mace or that lantern every single time that you get, because Set, every time that Set is out of combat, has a similar passive to Garen, is going to start healing a whole lot. So as long as you space out that spin as much as possible so that Set can't start healing, you're doing a real good job. As once again, Trusted Dolphin, that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, the spin to win, the new motto for Trusted Dolphin here. As misses the bowling ball, unfortunately, just throwing out abilities left and right. Doesn't even care if he's hitting them. Dragon Fight is coming up for powerful Unkillable Poros. Actually, UAE is just gonna concede it. They don't have the vision, they don't have the laners, they don't have the items right now, and they're really content on just letting Trusted Dolphin do his thing in that top lane and scaling up as if like they want to.
Yeah, Trusted Dolphin just has to be careful, like with that passive DOT. They're tanking a bunch of turret damage, but Kuta looking for something here. Oh yeah, there's a teleport coming down from Corki as well, but I don't think it's going to be necessary. Cataclysm going to be able to find the kill. Cassiopeia's teleported into the top lane as well, has used that ultimate, but hasn't been able to stun anyone. They're going to back away. Teleport and ultimate used by Voodoo Llama, but that's going to answer by Hayden throwing that Rift Herald into the mid lane. Baka Prez though is here. There's a good play. I think he's just trying to delay for Kuta to get here. They're in the side here. Here comes the Poppy ultimate, gonna knock Thresh away, but here comes Sivir. Kuta, can you find the knock-up? Not today. They're gonna look for the wall, maybe flash over the wall, but that's a great wild growth. The teleport coming down from Animal as well. Can they find the kill on Kuta? They will! So that is the first kill down. That's going to be the haymaker into the team. Purple Snail is going to be the target. Animal 675. Look at that huge shield. Trusted Dolphin is down in the middle of this fight, trying to find that last bit of damage. Animal 675 is just living with just a sliver of health. Finally falls. They're not looking for more. Poros Slayer's taking below. They're going to be taking that last bit of damage. Poros Slayer 679 is now the last target. Can they find the last bit of damage? Boomerang Blade! Double kill for the Sivir. Boom! 2 for 4 in favor of the red team. Triple kill for the Sivir. That's huge.
And take a breath there, Shinkari. Take a glass of water. That was a hectic fight. Overall, Unlucky Esports Axolotl comes out on top, and what looked like a good turn from PUP there ended up being their demise. Fish in a barrel, whatever you want to call it. They were in that dragon pit with no objective. They were just looking to scrap, and unfortunately they got the short end of the stick there. Whirlwind picking up 3 kills, I believe, here. Going to be really, really strong on this Sivir now. Dark Harvest stacks were proc. Corki got 103, and the Frozen Heart coming out from Trusted Dolphin here into that top lane. Whew, that looked like a good fight for PUP in the beginning. It's just they did not have the personnel. They did not have the people. Voodoo Llama, unfortunately, was in that top lane. Did take that turret. I think he did get first turret gold as well. That's why the gold looked kind of even though UAE kind of was up in that fight. A lot of solo gold going on to the Cassiopeia, and in a different world, if Cass is there, I think PUP wins that.
Yeah, it was, to me, it seemed a little strange because it seemed like the wild growth over the wall was just to give Hayden just a little bit more breathing room and maybe get a 1-for-1. But it seemed like the second that the wild growth came out, that everyone else took that as a we're fighting. Oh, okay. And then immediately started to follow up on that ultimate. And then, you know, they were split up because Poros Slayer and Camcom were just on the other side of the dragon pit that needed to walk back in, and then the second that they walked in, oh, our front line is dead, we need to leave. And then they had already taken so much damage that Sivir was just able to get that last bit of damage.
Oh my, he's gonna go for the solo kill here. Voodoo Llama, you flash forward. That's a Cassiopeia with Conqueror though. Oh my!
Oh yeah, that was really close. So Kuta was doing actually a really good job of trying to bait out that Cassiopeia ultimate and not get stunned by it. But so many of them took so much damage from the DOTs and the Leandres as well. Oh my god.
Yeah,
oh my god. Okay.
No.
Oh
no, not even.
Oh man.
I respect the attempt, Poros Slayer. You want to try to pick up that kill, but that went through the mid lane. They spotted that out. But yeah, just like you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much damage coming out from Voodoo Llama. It's a Conqueror cast, and I said these fights are gonna go razor's edge, you know, skin of your teeth. And Trusted Dolphin lived with like a sliver of HP. I want to say she was under 100. One more tick of poison, one more Q, anything like that would have allowed Voodoo Llama to trade 2-for-1, and she's gonna be very scary in that side lane. I don't know really who can match her. Trusted Dolphin definitely can't, as you saw. You know, Voodoo Llama is willing to just flash forward and try to kill you.
Yeah, and that was pretty big too. I think you were right. By the time that Trusted Dolphin had back, they had 57 HP, so they were like really low. So probably I'd guess around 10 is my guess. But you know,
yeah,
I don't think it's like super important. I don't think it's neither here nor there. Once again, we're getting some good wards out here from Unlucky Esports Axolotl here. They're doing a real good job of getting this early vision and forcing the enemy to just kind of walk blindly into them as they get here to the first objective here is, okay, ward over the wall is going to get cleared. Have a couple of wards in the pit right now. Looks like they're looking for
strong.
that. Yeah.
They can walk up. Yeah, you guys can walk up. You have a tank. You have 2 tanks, actually. How are they going to walk up is the question, as the dragon has already started here.
Yeah, they have all their ultimates available. If they want to look for that Goban, they better do it now. That's a great Poppy ultimate, but it's not going to steal away the Drake here. Let's see if that's going to be an initiation. That's going to be the package delivered, but it's not going to really land onto anyone. That's a flash key Q combo. Kuda. Cataclysm going to take quick. Camcom there. Baka Prez is taking incredibly low, puts down the box and flashes away, but they're going to fall into the DOTs from Voodoo Llama here. Does the red team look for more? Hayden is really low, but it doesn't look like they have the gas in the tank to really finish up that fight there. It is a 1-for-1. They trade both supports, but Unlucky Esports Axolotl UEX are going to walk away with the Infernal Drake.
Yeah, and it was just slightly mistimed, right? You saw Hayden charging up the Poppy ultimate, use the W a bit preemptively. I would love to see her just hold it and wait for Kuda to come in, because once that W went down, Kuda just assassinated Camcom in the top corner of the screen. It was kind of like an unfair 1v1. You just kind of saw her get comboed, cataclysmed, autoed, and then she was dead. Unfortunately, Camcom, I don't know who she used the overgrowth or wild growth on. Possibly herself or possibly one of the other members. But yeah, these fights are going knife's edge, like I said. A lot of conquerors, a lot of damage being traded back and forth. It's a heavy positioning battle because these carries are so squishy, and the issue is that you have so much CC on both sides of the team that once a hook lands or once a face breaker or face pull lands, it's almost instant death.
Yeah. There's even though, like I mentioned, that there wasn't a whole lot of burst damage, there's still just, if you're able to collapse 3 targets onto one, right, on whoever is CC'd, it's just lights out after that, right? There's just so much good CC. And I think actually, I'll say this right now, I think the person with the highest burst damage might end up being this Sivir, just because of the boomerang blade. Like, that's almost a Muramana, and the second that is a Muramana, those boomerang blades are, oh my god, they're already really starting to hurt. Look at Camcom's HP.
Yeah, and Poros, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's an enchanted crystal arrow just kind of thrown out there. Not going to land onto Whirlwind this time, but there was a whole bunch of members ready to follow up there, so not going to go out just yet. I know a lot of Ashe players will be like, yeah, I just kind of throw it out whenever I have it because the cooldown is just so low that it might as well just be a World of Warcraft cooldown. Just using it whenever it's up.
She was going for the 360 no scope. I'm not really sure what happened there. She just missed it point blank, unfortunately. And she kind of just walked up and ate like 2 boomerangs as well.
Yeah.
Whirlwind doesn't have a mythic as well. So when she does get that, like you said, fully stacked tier, Serpent's Fang second item into a Dustblade, that 3-item Sivir with those boomerang Qs, you can only eat 1 or 2 before you're out of the fight effectively.
Yeah, I want to see if Whirlwind goes for like the I can't remember what patch folks were doing this in, but folks were going for like Prowler's Claw for just that much more lethality. Yeah. It's a really like weird item that not a lot of folks I feel build, but it's still really cool. And on Sivir, it just gives all your legendary items more lethality, which is
Yep. If
really
you're going
cool.
for that max, if you go for that max lethality build, you will be two-shotting Camcom and Poros Slayer, and even Voodoo Llama, who hasn't picked up any. It just gets the red buff smited away, unfortunately. Who hasn't picked up any armor yet? Yeah, Voodoo Llama going for the fully stacked tier. The Liandry's, I think, is now maybe building towards Zonya's, if I remember correctly. And I feel like these fights are just going to land onto her, right? It's going to be, can Voodoo Llama dish out the poison? Can they dish out the Twin Fang damage and really just look to win these extended fights while you have Purple Snail, Trust the Dolphin, and Whirlwind dancing around, bursting out people, and Kuda just looking to cataclysm into Lilia damage into the Corki burst, right? It's rockets, it's cataclysm, it's so much on the side of burst damage on the side of UEA that it's going to be rough if you get hooked by Baka Press.
Yeah, and I have to say, like, the team comp that they have is also insanely versatile too. Like, if they want to sit back and poke, they have a lot of tools to do that. But if they want to press the go button and engage, they have just the same amount of buttons as well. So this kind of versatility of like, hey, we can be reactive or proactive based on the situation, you know, between the package, on the hunt, you know, Jarvan EQ, flag and drag combo, or a hook from Thresh. Or if you need to kite backwards with like the amount of movement speed that Lilia has, but you know, I think they might be looking for something right now. They're on the hunt. I don't think that package is going to be delivered anytime soon.
Yeah, just scaring them off the objective, securing vision. That's a very, very smart usage of on the hunt. It's not necessarily, okay, we're going to look for something and kill somebody. It's, okay, get out of the jungle. This is not your jungle anymore. We're going to take it over. We're going to put vision down. And they just burst that dragon so quickly. Powerful Unkillable Poros is not going to be able to get up here. Oh! Okay.
Ooh, yeah, they smited really early, but they're not going to get put. They're not going to get pressured. That package right in the middle of the box, too. 3 members taking so much damage for it. That's a great showstopper. Trusted Dolphin is inside the box with Kuda here, but Kuda's going to fall thanks to all those Twin Fangs. Whirlwind is trying to kite away Animal here as he was able to find the kill on the backside there, but still, it's 3 for 2 so far. 3 for 2. Voodoo Llama's the only person left, but they do so much damage. Don't think they're going to be a problem. That's a great hook. That's a great flame. That's a great spell shield. They find the last bit of damage. Shut down onto Sivir. And that's a shutdown onto Cassiopeia as well. Trading those back and forth. It's now a 4 for 3 in favor of Unlucky Esports Axolotl.
And like I said, these fights are going to fall onto Voodoo Llama, right? I mean, he was there. It was very scary. She got hooked. And she was still able to trade 1 for 1 and essentially what was a 1v3, right? You had Camcom kind of just in the back line saying, okay, I'll shield you. I'll give you a whimsy. You go do your thing, Voodoo. But really well played from UA even up until the end a little bit. They were able to zone Cassiopeia out. That Cataclysm was just able to force her to not be into these fights. It really blocked her path off. And in a different world, if Voodoo Llama isn't trapped by Cataclysm, if she's in that fight, if she's in the mix of things, I feel like PUP can just win these fights. Early smite, like you said, coming out from UA, they weren't punished. Gold is dead even pretty much at the 24-minute mark. 8 to 12 kills. Objectives are both 2 apiece. I mean, this game 2 is a lot closer than it was in game 1.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the only real way to talk about who's ahead in gold is we start talking about the minutia of what dragon is more gold efficient than the other ones. But really, it's these two are mostly even. Only 200 to 300 gold separates these two teams, and this is really close. And even that last team fight was insanely close too. It was like nearly a wipe on both sides. right? It was super close. So now it's going to come down to, okay, you know, what does our vision look like going into this particular fight? But Voodoo Llama looking for a 1v1 here. Yeah, Trusted Dolphin getting that movement speed, able to get away. They are tanky, but they don't have a whole lot of magic resist.
Yeah, just the no magic mantle picked up only in her inventory. That's all she's got, the magic cape, or the no magic cape, as we see. Yeah. The Riftmaker, Frozen Heart, plated steel caps. Yeah, that's a like you said, a beefy Lilia. Even, you know, Voodoo Llama got like 3 to 4 Twin Fangs out, and only a bit of her HP got taken out just because of the passive regeneration, or the regeneration on her ability usage. The HP regeneration, as we may see a fight, just gets whimsy, just gets, or polymorphed. Polymorphed out of there, vying for this Baron Vision, which is the next objective, probably the big objective that wants to be taken here. As Kuda, Hayden say hi. That's about it. That's all that happens. Both teams relegated to farming, looking for possibly a solo kill. Voodoo Llama keeping up the pressure in the top lane.
Yeah, Trusted Dolphin really can't 1v1 here because, like we said, doesn't have a whole lot of magic resist. So even if this fight goes long, it's still something that's favored for Cassiopeia here because, you know, once again, you've got the HP, but you don't got the magic resist. So now the Baron is getting started up. Trusted Dolphin is joining. The Hawkshot is going to scout them out. So the blue team does know that this is happening.
Very slowly, though.
Yeah. Real slow. That's a good box. Yeah, that's a good Poppy ultimate. That's going to slam. That's going to be Whirlwind slammed into the wall here. Has to flash away. Uses the spell shield. Doesn't get procced. But look at the damage from the DOTs here. That's insanely good. Whirlwind had to use both summoner spells in order to get out of that.
Counter Baron.
Yeah, counter Baron here. That's a good hook on the Camcom here. I don't think they're going to follow through. I think Whirlwind is just going to be throwing Qs over the wall here. Yeah, they're insanely low. Okay, that's a decent chunk of damage already. Eden here is taken real low. That's EQ over the wall. They steal it! They're able to get it. Can they get the kill on Hayden? Hayden is insanely low. Can they get that last bit of damage? Trusted Dolphin is going to be able to find it. Kuda's in the inside the Cataclysm. They're taking incredibly low. That's going to be a second kill there. Look at the boomerang blade damage. It's so good, but they weren't able to find a kill. 2 for 2. And Red Team steals the Baron. That is huge.
Oh, man, and if Poppy was just a little bit closer to the edge of that Baron pit, that W stops Jarvan in his tracks. He can't get over the pit. Unfortunately, the interaction happened, but Jarvan got over the pit, was able to steal the Baron, like you said. 50-50 smite fight. Corki, or Purple Snail, showing up huge. He hit a 4-man, I think, big one, and that, just like you said, that damage that came out chunked everybody low. He was essentially untouched that whole Baron dance / Baron fight and was able to pump out the damage. Corki is now at, you know, Divine Sunder, Man Immune. Also the cleave damage on the Tiamat as well. Going to be looking to do a lot of damage as well. He's really scary right now. It's another fight is going to break out.
Ooh, yeah, they got that third Infernal Drake. The blue team is finally here. That's a huge haymaker shot on the animal. Baka Press is taken incredibly low. The package has been delivered, but Purple Snail is on the wrong side of this fight now. He now has to run for their life. 3v1. This Corki is going to fall. That's going to be an EQ from Kuta here, looking for that last bit of damage on the Poros Slayer. They're going to be able to find it. That's a great showstopper here. They're looking for Whirlwind. Oh my god, the amount of damage from the haymaker is huge. Can they fill the last bit of damage on the Hayden here? Whirlwind comes through. That's the invisibility and the kill. Double kill for the Sivir here. Can they find the last bit of damage on the Hayden? He's taken incredibly low. Can they find it? There's a DOT. There's a boomerang blade so far away. Ace for Trusted Dolphin. Ace for the red team. They've got these Baroned up minions. They've got 3 Infernal Drakes. They're looking for this inhibitor.
17 or 14 seconds onto Voodoo Llama. They might look for the end here. Nexus turrets in their eyes. They're gazing upon these turrets. They're going to look to end it here. Voodoo Llama, can he save the day? 1 versus 3. Poros Slayer's up in 6. Camcom's up in 5. Are they going to chance it here? Do they look to end? Oh, a lot of damage coming out.
Yeah, Kuda's taken incredibly low here. Those dots are so powerful. Voodoo Llama's gotten 1. Purple Snail's teleported in. That's a great castle. Gonna find Sivir, taken incredibly low. There's a spell shield, but it's way too late. Shut down. Voodoo Llama's looking for more. Great enchanted crystal here. Triple kill for Voodoo Llama. Can they get another? It's gonna get a shutdown over to Poros Slayer 69, and they're going to grab 4 kills, defend their last Nexus turret, and clear out these waves coming into their base. That is huge. Very, very well played by Voodoo Llama.
Yeah, and unlucky Esports flew a little too close to the sun, doing their best Icarus impersonation here. They were really going for that Nexus turn. I think that they all tried to focus it instead of maybe trying to kill Voodoo Llama. They might have got it. They might have made the, you know, essentially 4-for-0 wipe kind of worth, right? Would have been able to pressure an empty Nexus, force powerful Unkillable Poros to, stay in their bases. Having some trouble with the chickens in the camp over there. Yeah, really good base defense. Gold is still practically dead even, right? I believe it, 600 gold or 700 gold separates these two teams. Yeah. And it feels like if Voodoo Llama can get to that 5-6 item, he might be able to carry. These fights are a little weird because Purple Snail and Whirlwind are throwing out boomerangs and big ones and just chunking, Poro Slayer and Voodoo Llama before the fight even starts. And the front line for UEA is so beefy, right? You saw Jarvan was just tanking Twin Fangs left and right. Same thing with Trust the Dolphin. Now has the Spirit Visage, Frozen Heart, Riftmaker combo. Is just going to be a menace and so annoying in these later fights.
Yeah, for sure. And this Sivir has been online for a while now. As Bakaprez might be in a bad spot right here. Oh my god, look, it's so much damage from Voodoo Llama here. Kuda had come in from the side here, maybe to protect his teammate, but it's way too far gone now. Voodoo Llama, is gonna back away. The second that they see 3 members, definitely don't want a 3v2 this time. Those are some full HP bars. Not gonna be as easy as they did before. So it's like everyone's just kind of resetting here. There's not really a big objective on the map, and it's not really going to be easy to push into these turrets here, as they might be conceding this inner mid versus inner bot here, as Trusted Dolphin is pushing real hard.
Oh, that was a big damage. They did use the Sivir ultimate as well. It's just get into the lane as Trusted Dolphin, like you said, pushing that bot lane. Dragon coming up in a minute and a half. They're probably going to look to set up Vision on the side of powerful Unkillable Poros, and a smart item pickup coming out from Voodoo Llama into the double ADC composition. Frozen Heart looks like it's going to be the item of choice. Cassiopeia loves that, right? The mana interacts with the Seraph, the passive, as well as a little bit of cheese, Gouda, Swiss, whatever your preferred cheese here is coming out from PUP here. And Bakaprez gonna face check again. I feel like she's gonna die. Whirlwind?
Oh no, okay, there's a great enchanted crystal area here. Whirlwind has to flash away, throws out the boomerang blade, does a decent chunk of damage. The Poppy ultimate was used pretty much instantly, so it was just knocked into the air, but Bakaprez, that's gonna be no more Thresh for this fight. If they, but look at the waves. Look at the waves. They have to back here. I don't know if they can stand here. Yeah, they have set backing. If they want to fight, it's a 4v4.
Yeah, Set does have the TP. Oh, Kuda cannot get in, unfortunately. Yeah, PUP has some wards, though, for the flank if they walk in and they don't really clear anything. 3 control wards here. Purple Snail pushing that top lane as well, just being a menace. He has his TP up soon. I don't think it's going to be up right when the dragon spawns, though. It's going to be desynced just ever so slightly.
Yeah, I think it's just to keep Set in this top lane here, right? If they can keep it as a 4v4, they'll have a decent chunk of time for Thresh to respawn and walking, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. But it looks like they're just giving up this Drake here, and they're not going to be able to flat EQ in and get that kill here. But it looks like they're looking to collapse. Kuta over the wall here. Yeah, not going to be able to get that flag and drag this time. They're not going to get the dragon. They're going to back away.
Pings are going out to the Baron. A tempo play can come out from Unlucky Esports here. They can go turn their eyes on the Baron. Everybody's resetting on PUP. This is a Baron that will be taken very, very quickly. You have double ADC. You have Lilia with the dot, with the, I believe, the shred damage as well. They can do this. PUP has to be sniffing this out. They have to realize that's the only one thing. Yep, the hot shot sniffs it out. 5,000 on the Baron. Or 6,000, sorry.
Yeah, Whirlwind has finally joined, so this has to go a little bit quicker. That's a great enchanted crystal area because it's going to block by Bakaprez here. Hayden's going to get, oh, that's a huge ultimate. Smite fight. Kuta gets it, and now the red team looks to be running for their lives here. Voodoo Llama looking for something here, but can't quite find it. The rest of the red team was like, okay, we got it. Get out of here. Cheese it. It's the fuzz.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what happened. Oh man! See, I'm telling you, you're carbon dating us right now. You're carbon dating us.
Look, we kept saying that plays were cheesy, so I thought it would be a good just slip in another cheese thing somewhere in there. I don't know.
cheese puns are amazing here. But Kuda, 2 for 2 on the smites onto the Baron. He kind of saw the rest of his team get shipped away, right? They got Poppy ultimate. He just kind of stood there and smited it out, hopefully, you know, winning the 50-50 in their favor now. Unlucky Esports. Gold lead shifting in, but we're 35 minutes in. Both teams are at 60K. A 2,000 gold lead at this point is virtually meaningless. Everybody's on their powerful items. Everybody's in their power spikes. That Sivir is at 4 items, which she is going to start falling off. She did build lethality. Has Cyrilda's, has the Dust Blade, has Mana Moon, Serpent's Fang, is looking towards that. It looks like Mortal Reminder as her final item.
Yeah, I mean, it's a slam dunk for Sivir. I mean, like the other ideas, you could pick up the Chempunk Chainsword, right? Because that just kind of, I mean, like at that point, like attack speed on Sivir, like in this particular build doesn't really do anything for you. So like just getting that extra bit of a little bit of health, a little bit of ability haste would just be just a little bit more valuable. So I mean, either is fine, honestly. But yeah, once again, we have, you know, more pushing onto this. Look at this great 1-3-1 that they're doing right here. These side lanes are just so hard to really contest because they have good wave clear in every single lane.
Yeah, and like you said, pretty beautifully executed here, syncing up the waves as well as best as they can. They took that mid lane turret down earlier with the first Baron, and they just kind of have to push in. An arrow coming in. Purple Snail's dead.
Ooh, yeah, Valkyrie was a little too late there. Voodoo Llama's going to be able to find the kill, and this might be the opening that the blue team's looking for. They lose that inhibitor. That's going to be on the hunt. Voodoo Llama's looking for more. That's going to be a little bit of spacing there. They're going to give up this top lane, it looks like. So yeah, they're going to grab the mid inhibitor, the top inhibitor turret, and they're going to lose Corki. So that's actually pretty big because Corki, look at that cooldown, look at that death cooldown timer right now, 35 seconds. And that's not the full one.
Yeah, I think it's 60 seconds, so we're hitting that 50 to 60 second mark right now. But if you're UEA, if you're unlucky here, you're more than willing to trade your mid laner's life for a mid inhib and a top lane turret, opening up or cracking the base of powerful unkillable Poros. And it feels like PUP has kind of been on the back foot this past 10, maybe 12 minutes, right? After that Baron steal, it feels like, you know, it's the carry weight is on the shoulders of Voodoo Llama here. Nearly hitting 6 items, probably going to go for the Rabadon's Death Cap as their final item, picks up the Frozen Heart. And Ashe also went a more carry-oriented build. Kraken Slayer, IE, PD. Still no Ardent Sensor coming out from Camcom, which is very, very interesting. Opted to go Moonstone, Chemtech Putrefier, is just now possibly getting that Fairy Charm into it, but I don't think she's going to have enough time. Yeah,
and it's also a little odd, to say the least. I mean, I'm not sure what champion has like so much healing that you need the Chemtech Putrefier at this stage. I mean, I guess it's like the only form of Grievous that they have outside of the Bramble Vest here. But like, I agree. I feel like this Ardent is like really, really good with this team, especially at making Ashe pretty good here. Looks like both teams are looking for a fight here. That's gonna be, they're on the hunt. They're gonna be blocked up by that miasma though. This Infernal Drake is spawning in 7 seconds, so just giving a little bit of time for the red team to just get some decent poke damage. That's an EQ combo right directly onto Voodoo Llama here. A good hook as well, but a Wild Growth comes out, keeping it alive for a little while. Hayden is diamond to the back line, but taking incredibly low, is going to fall. They're now looking for more. That's a great Cassiopeia ultimate. Poros Slayer is put to sleep. That's going to be the ultimate from Set coming down, but now it's a 3v3. The carries and the supports are still alive, and they're going to start up this Drake here. No smite on either side. They're looking to fight this. They're going to have to loop all the way around. They're looking for the intro. Voodoo Llama is coming in. That's a good shield. That's a good hook on to Camcom. This could be the start that they're looking for, but a good face breaker. That's so much damage from the Haymaker as well. Purple Snail's the only person left. They might be giving up the Dragon Soul. Purple Snail staying on the outside here. They're not going to get it. They're going to get the Dragon Soul. They're turning it around. Purple Snail is finally going to fall, and that's an ace for PUP at the end of it. Holy moly, that was long. Holy moly, that was a lot of bloodshed. But at the end, the blue team is able to save their base. They're able to get the Infernal Drake Soul, and they're able to get an ace for themselves as well.
Yeah, and like I said, Voodoo Llama coming up big again. This person's positioning has been beautiful in these fights, right? Just pumping out damage. I would love to see the damage numbers after this game ends, because there's no doubt in my mind Voodoo Llama has eclipsed 50k, 60k damage. These fights are so long, and it's just a bit, I would say, you know, unfortunate that Unlucky Esports kind of just got caught with, you know, the miasma or the W coming out from Cassiopeia, as the Baron is going to get started as an Infernal Soul, you know, team on the blue sided. These fights that were once even, Infernal Soul will swing them. It's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, and this is going to be really tough to even get in there too. Look at how much damage they do for the Baron here. Again. Yeah, can Kuda do it again? That's going to be the Baron Nashor coming down. But here comes Corki. Has the package. Going to be knocked away, the Jarvan, by the Poppy ultimate there. They're still looking for an intro here and can't quite find it. So the red team is going to back away here. Maybe look into some of these waves here, push them out. But the blue team does have the Baron now, and that's pretty important.
Yeah, they're finally going to possibly look to crack the base open of Unlucky Esports. Axolotl actually. Oh, Corki going in.
Yeah, that's the package delivered. That's a good hook. That's a great start to the fight. They find the shutdown onto Voodoo Llama here. Kuta is going to be the next to fall. Can they find more? Hayden is going to be incredibly low. That Dark Harvest stack is going to be insanely huge. The next Boomerang Blade Whirlwind is huge. Going through this one after another. Can they find the Quadra? They do. That's huge. Whirlwind's going to be able to get that Quadra kill. That's the ace for the red team. They're killing the last Nexus turret. They're getting that 50 gold, and they're getting game 2.
What a hook from Baka Press. What an engage from Kuda. They killed the one man that was the problem on the side of powerful Unkillable Poros. They said, okay, you know what? Cassiopeia has won too many fights. She has done too much damage. I'm just going to go and engage. And Purple's dealt with a very confident Valkyrie coming out.
Yeah.
Woo, man, that was an insane engage. That was an insane engage from Unlucky Esports. That was, oh yeah. Once I saw the Cataclysm come down and the hook onto Voodoo Llama, I was like, oh no, she's dead. It's done. 14-5 on this Cassiopeia. Unfortunately, just misplayed that one time, and I have to believe I cast her cursor just a little bit. I said her positioning was immaculate. It was beautiful. And the next fight, literally the next fight, is just, she gets hooked.
Yeah. It was so close, and we were talking about wanting to take a look at these damage graphs here. Actually, Sivir is the most damage to champions in this game, 40,300, and in second place is Cassiopeia at 39,396. And third is Corki at 39,186, which is that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, all the carries, unfortunately. Oh, you know, that's how it happens. But Unlucky. Esports Axolotl able to pick up game 2 here. That was so close. It was so neck and neck. It's not that any team even had bad composition. I think the only thing I can really gripe on or even comment on is, and obviously, again, preface this isn't the game losing play, but I would have loved to see Capcom build that Ardent. I think it would just allowed Ashe to do just a little bit more damage. She came out with an unfortunate 23,000, which is lower than what the Lilia did. And as an ADC, yeah, I get your utility, I get your Ashe, but you need to be able to provide that damage, because you saw what happened, right? Voodoo Llama got caught. She died, and then now there was nothing left for PUP to do to pump anything out. There was nothing left for PUP to damage, right? It was an Ashe, and it was 2 tanks and a support. There was no gas left in the tank, and it just allowed Axolotl to just kind of steamroll your team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe like even trading the Phantom Dancer for a Wit's End at the very end there. Like, Wit's End is still an insanely good item post level 14, or excuse me, post level 13. That has the same gold value. It's like 170% gold effectiveness at level 18. That item is still insane. It might have gotten nerfed, but the only thing that got nerfed was its pre-level 13. If you're building Wit's End, post level 13 is like your 4th item. It's still insanely good. Right. So maybe that's the difference maker. Right. But once again, I don't want to chalk it up to, the reason they lost was because Ashe didn't buy a Wit's End. Like, that's that doesn't make any sense, right? It was just a whole bunch of other factors.
Yeah, both teams played, the game exceptionally well, right? Trading blow for blow, objective for objective, team fight for team fight. I believe by both teams, like I said, it went down to a knife's edge. It was a wire. It was a miracle engage coming out from Kuda, the EQ into the hook from Baka Press onto the one carry that powerful Unkillable Poros had. And it was just a slight misstep from Voodoo Llama. So I think both teams, they don't have any draft issues. I wouldn't say it was any draft issues or anything like that. It's just, one team came out on top. Unfortunately, they just got the engage here, as we are actually going to take it to a very short break as we get into game 3. So it is a block of 3, just to remind everybody, not a best of 3. So we'll have a third game being played. Powerful and Unkillable Poros can look to maybe make it a 1-2 instead of a 0-3 and affect their standings. But yeah, we're going to show it through a short break. Excellency Mid-League, week 4. Game 3 coming to you shortly as we get everybody into the draft. Don't go anywhere, because if it's exciting as game 2 was, you definitely don't want to miss it.